Here is Lvwr. Looking at this here, and if it breaks out of this resistance here, I'm going to be taking a trade on this. It's been looking like it's got pretty good volume. The MACD is not totally curling up, but it's got like 420k. So it's been having some pretty good volume and making higher highs here. So here's still the consolidation stage. And it broke out of this resistance here, turned it into support, and then come up here, and then another consolidation right here, basically. So on the overall picture here, you can see that still, if you go to the daily time frame, you can see that it has resistance at 696. So it still has some upside potential there until it starts to come down, because there's resistance here at the 200 moving average, the EMA 200. So you look at that at the daily time frame. So I'm looking at this right here. It's the 1 minute time frame here, and I'm just waiting for it. See if it hits here, which is support from here, and 5 a.m., 4 a.m. So this is all like 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So this is pre-market right here, basically, 4 a.m. So if it hits that, still has room to the upside there. So I'm going to be taking a look at this, and if it does work out, and there's a lot of buyers here on the bid side, and there's not a lot of short sellers, and my tape's moving a little faster, and a lot of green orders are coming in. Now I'm going to be entering into this position here, and it's currently moving. The average volume right now is 45 mil, and my free float 10.69 mil. So I'm gonna hit my shift J. Everything's ready to go right there. Volume's coming in, kind of like what I'm seeing right here. So I'm gonna enter into this position there. I have entered there, and we'll just wait for it to play out there. I have a stop loss at 10-cent stop loss there. So if it hits it, good. Gotta give it some space so it won't stop you out right away. So right there, it's coming to my stop loss there. It almost stopped me out there. If you could see that, it went down to like $8 negative. $5 negative, 4, 360. So it's pushing up. If you can see the wick, it's pushing up right now. We'll see what it wants to do. It's red here. MACD is kind of like the consolidation stage there. It's closing up right there. Made a lower low right there, so that means that there's gonna be some red tape here, and I might get stopped out right here. I'm at -9, -8, -9. So we'll see. I could even give it more space if I wanted to, you know, but it's very important to like stay with your stop loss, you know, because if you keep going down, if you say that I place it down here, took more risk on it, if it drops, then I'll be down even more than I was supposed to be down. So that's what stop losses are for, you know. You wait for it, wait for your setup there and how you have it, my stop loss. And there you go, another trade there. It moved up, and I'm gonna show you the profit that I have there. As you can see, it reached up all the way to the resistance level here, which was from the previous high right over here. Pre-market 4 a.m. So right here, just a little bit above, like 4:30. At 4:30 a.m. It reached that line there. It kind of moved, but it's like over here. Once it hit that, it rejected, and it came back down. So it almost hit right there. But that's why I have these resistance levels here, because that's where It had resistance in the previous times. So I was able to lock up some profit right there. It's very important to, always look at your MACD, moving average conversion diversion. Make sure you check your daily so you can check to see where resistance is sitting at. And then look at the 1 minute, the 5 minute time frame and see what it's actually doing there, because it gives you different perspectives. And then you can also check 30-second time frame, because sometimes it'll want to show you a whole different ball game there. You see that right there? So it's already dropping. That's a 30-second ticker right there. Every 30 seconds, that candle's gonna close right there. You see the timer, 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it's gonna start all over again, 30-second. And then it's gonna, if it wants to reverse, if you see a lot of buyers here on the bid side, then it's gonna reverse. And there's a lot of green tape there, so right now it's gonna be, it's trading below the EMA, the 20 right here. So you want it to trade above the 20 and above the 9. And so right now, you see this right here, the MACD did a crossover and it's facing down now. There's a lot of negative pressure down here. So that's how that goes. I'm gonna show you what I was able to get out of this here. Managing the small account again. One more time, another live trade. And this is what it looks like. So SGN, LV. So today I took 2 trades, which was Lvwr, which is the one we just took right now. Today I am up that much right there. This is the trading record there. And so I did Lvwr, $8.98 was a profit, 100 shares quantity, 437, and sold at 4.46. It lasted about 12:07 to 12:08, so about a minute. That's when my stop loss is set at 2%. So today's P&L is $30 right there, as you can see. So I took, let me see, this was from yesterday, but I took Lvwr, SGN, and it was $7, $23.96. And then that one was that right there. So that's what I was able to come up with. So this is my total P&L right there, and it shows you right there how much I've made. So remember, this is process over profit. As I start to increment these amounts, right now I'm taking 100 shares at a time, but I will be incrementing and I will be taking full position to 200, 300, 400 shares, so just little by little, got to increment. And remember when I started with cents, making cents once I started going green. So that's 3 cents, 14, 17 cents, 29 cents, 30 cents, 31 cents. So this is all so you can lock in, start getting used to knowing how to place your stop losses, knowing how to set up your hotkeys, so you can execute faster and be ready to go. And so that's basically what it looks like right now. That's how it's looking. And there it is. So like I said, you always got to change your time frames because it tells you different times and stories. You always want to know what it's doing. And down here, you can turn on your extended hours so you can see everything else what happened before this. So this is 10, 11, 12, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. So if you switch to that, you can actually see the opening, which is 4 a.m. right there. 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And then you can see everything that happened there. So you can get a full picture of what you're working with since the opening hours, If you keep going back, today the 28th, you can also go back to the dailies, and then you can see all those right there. You see September, November, March, May, July, September, November, and it'll tell you the 24th and the 23rd. It goes back that much. And on the daily, you can check the revenue and everything that's been happening. If you see these right here, you can just activate them and it'll show you all that information there. So there you go, one more live trade for the journey. Remember, this is process over profit. As you start getting used to trading, and you start getting used to knowing when to place your stop losses and all that right there, you know, you got to have them all locked in, ready to go, however you want to do them. This is how I do them. And you know, you got to just press that, and then boom, you know, you can execute whatever you want. But you got to be careful as well, because look, you see that right there? I'm not even trading SPY. That's like a lot of money right there, you know? So cancel it out. Make sure you're doing the right stock, because this thing would trip sometimes. Shift J. There you go. That sounds about right. Lvwr. So that's the price. And then got my primary 100 at 408. Stop loss order 100 Lvr at 398. So I have a 10-cent risk management, you know, for each share 10 cents is what I want to risk, and take profit right there at 416. So I basically have it at 2% take profit, and that's how I set it up. So there you go, one more live trade there, and you know, let's get it.